the real value that AI is now providing to the SMEs, that you can do the growth without having a proportional hiring. Most of the businesses think that they have sales problem. But in a lot of cases that we have seen, it's actually an inventory problem. But you can use inventory as a lever to create more cash flows.
Today we're looking at enterprise transformation through the lens of Agentic AI. In 2026, digital transformation isn't just about deploying autonomous agents that can optimize everything from inventory to global shipping in real time.
The advice is simple: simplify before you scale. Because global growth isn't about doing more things, it's about doing the right things consistently across more markets.
Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. Today we're looking at enterprise transformation through the lens of Agentic AI. In 2026, digital transformation isn't just about moving to the cloud. It's really about deploying autonomous agents that can optimize everything from inventory to global shipping in real time. Joining us is Javed Khan, the CEO of YDC, with over 25 years of global experience and an Ivy MBA. Javed has scaled YDC to over 30 million in annual revenue. A Forbes Council contributor and a seasoned regulatory leader, he helps SMEs build practical agentic solutions that turn data operations into repeatable profit. So without further ado, let's dive in and welcome Javed. Javed, it's a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you for joining. How are you?
Thank you, Maheen, for inviting me, and looking forward to sharing some exciting information with our audience.
Absolutely. Now, Javed, let's begin our conversation by understanding or actually talking about the rise of agentic AI for SMEs. I mean, you've scaled YDC by focusing on agentic AI systems that don't just suggest actions, but actually execute them for the business. Tell us, how is agentic AI helping SMEs drive growth while reducing costs?
So, for me, the shift is simple. AI has gone from being interesting to useful. And so for the small and medium SMEs, what does that mean is that they are now using AIs to solve real operational problems. For example, we worked with a 20-person distributor where everything from order processing to inventory checks to supplier follow-ups were all manual. And with our Agentic AI solution that we implemented for them, that entire workflow now runs automatically. So the order comes in, inventory gets checked, purchase order gets shipped to the suppliers, and the exceptions are flagged. And when they get response through email, it gets notified and appropriate actions are taken. Now this has actually freed up almost a full-time role, and instead of that person doing the admin work, now that person is more focused on doing customer retention and lead strategy. And that's the real value that AI is now providing to the SMEs, that you can do the growth without having a proportional hiring.
You shared great insights there with us, Javed. I mean, moving from passive tracking to autonomous execution, it really allows small teams to operate with the efficiency of a global enterprise. Now let's explore how AI improves inventory management and reduce losses. Please tell us, how can AI improve inventory management and pricing decisions?
Great question. This is an interesting problem that we have solved. So most of the time, most of the businesses think that they have sales problem. But in a lot of cases that we have seen, it's actually an inventory problem. And what does that really mean is that we worked with a retailer that operates across Ontario and British Columbia. They had roughly about $800,000 in inventory. So when we looked at their existing software and the data set, what we found is that almost $200,000 of inventory, which is about 25%, was sitting idle. And once this insight was was notified to the executive team, we then proposed our UI solution or AI solution to do three things. One, to look at the slow moving products. Two, compare the local demands. And three, propose the pricing that is location specific, because what works in Toronto will not work in Vancouver and vice versa. So what's the result? They improved their sell through by almost about 18% without spending any more on their marketing. And so that's the real value that AI brings. It's not inventory is always the problem, but you can use inventory as a lever to create more cash flows and helps ultimately your margin.
Mm-hmm. And you're right about how real-time visibility can really help turn into the supply chain turns stagnant inventory into a dynamic asset that really responds to live market shifts. Next up, let's look at optimizing cross-border logistics with AI. Now, Javed, how do AI agents optimize logistics to reduce operational costs?
Maheen, I've got two great examples for you that we worked on. So one is Canada is a great example because logistics here is just hard. Long distances, different region, and cross-border movement. We worked with a distributor that ships across Alberta and Ontario and into US. Before AI, everything was pretty static. Trucks were only about at a 70 to 75% capacity, and routes weren't optimized. So what AI does continuously is improve those decisions. It adjusts routes based on traffic and delivery windows, consolidates loads better, and factors in fuel and timing. So everything, even something simple like optimizing the routes between Calgary and Winnipeg, it helped them reduce by 10 to 12%. Now, if you zoom out, the same idea applies globally. We recently worked on a pilot with the Panama Canal, which was in the news, especially with the U.S. getting involved in the management of the canal. That only allows only 36 ships to go in a day. So the timing and coordinations are critical. Previously, a lot of that was manual, scheduling ships, handling delays, reallocating slots. What AI does now is manage that in real time. Ships request slots, the systems allocates them, even auctions them based on demand. If something changes, a delay or cancellation, it automatically reassigns that slot. If you get better utilization, more revenue, and less waiting time for everyone involved. At the end of the day, whether it's trucks in Canada or ships in Panama Canal, is the same principle. AI helps you make better decisions faster, especially when timing and capacity really matters.
Now, picking the optimal path for every single trip, it really ensures that logistics become a competitive advantage rather than just a cost of doing business. To the SME owners that are watching us in 2026, your hidden costs are your biggest growth inhibitors. So whether you are running 40 trucks to the border or managing a complex global auction like the Panama Canal shipping example that Javed just shared, you cannot afford manual oversight. YDC's AirView X and Next systems prove that the Agentic AI is no longer a luxury for the Fortune 500. It is a tool for the Canadian entrepreneur. So don't let poor inventory or inefficient routes kill your cash flow. Build your agentic infrastructure today and pick the paths that lead to profit. We're going to take a quick break right here. Don't go anywhere, because up next we'll unpack how SMEs can actually bridge the tech talent gap and scale with confidence.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. Still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep, that's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive straight into how businesses can access the right talent and turn complex tech into real growth. Now, Javed, let's explore solving the tech talent gap for scalable operations. Please tell us, how can SMEs access and manage specialized tech talent for growth?
Yes, Maheen, this is a big one. Most SMEs don't actually need a full-time role or AI on their team. It's too expensive, and honestly, there isn't enough work to justify it full-time. What works better is a hybrid model. So in one case, we helped with the fractional expertise. And what that means is you can hire a data engineer or an AI specialist on a part-time basis to set things up. Then you use AI systems to handle ongoing execution. So, for example, one company didn't wanted to hire a full-time data scientist. They came to us. We provide them fractional experts, and that fractional expert built their initial model. And as part of that model, what Agentic AI did was handled reporting, alerts, and day-to-day adjustments. Internally, their team just got focused on decisions and not technical maintenance. And that's the real shift with respect to software as a service model.
Right. And there is no doubt that providing SMEs with access to high-level tech expertise, it allows them really to execute complex digital transformations without the overhead of a massive internal department. Finally, Javed, let's look at shaping the future of enterprise AI. Tell us, what major AI trends should SMEs prepare for next?
So I would focus on three things. First, AI is moving from insight to execution. It's not just telling you what to do, it's doing it. That changes that changes how business operates at a fundamental level. Second, everything is becoming real time. So your pricing, your inventory, your logistics, those decisions are no longer on a weekly and a monthly basis. They are continuous. Third, integration is going to be the real challenge. Most SMEs already have multiple tools. The real value will come from connecting them so the decisions are consistent across the business. So the winners won't be the ones with the most AI, they'll be the ones where everything works together seamlessly.
That is a very positive outlook, Javed. I mean, staying ahead of the curve in data protection and automated testing, it will be the baseline for any company that really wants to lead its market. This was a great conversation. Thank you so much for sharing the importance of AI in operations and how it can effectively make SMEs be more efficient in handling their operations from day to day in this day and age. As you wrap up, Javed, what advice would you give to founders that are very overwhelmed by scaling globally?
The biggest mistake I see is trying to do everything at once. New markets, new systems, new hires, it creates complexity very quickly. The advice is simple: simplify before you scale. Focus on the three areas that actually drives your business, whether that's pricing, inventory, or logistics, and get those working really well first. The other big one is don't scale inefficiency. If something is manual or inconsistent today, it will break as you grow. Fix it early, automate it where you can. Because global growth isn't about doing more things, it's about doing the right things consistently across more markets.
That is a great reminder that operational discipline and a clear AI strategy are the keys to global scale. Javed, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing such great expertise and your vision with us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, and looking forward to more podcasts.
And that was Javed Khan from YDC Masterclass on how to leverage agentic AI to optimize everything from the Panama Canal to cross-border trucking. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. Please be sure to subscribe and visit CanadianSME.ca for more resources. To learn about how we are supporting the ecosystem, please visit Canadian SME Small Business Foundation at smefoundation.ca. Special thank you to our partners, UPS and EDP, our HR partner, for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses across Canada.